Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second game of the day, which is going to be the East Coast Aces versus the Albuquerque Giraffes. I'm joined here by nobody, actually, as the Aces onside kick is recovered by the Giraffes. I'm supposed to be joined by Jackson McGuire, but Trevor O'Brien will come and fill in while he's not here. And Trevor, what does this say about Jackson's dedication to the league?
He's just a sore loser.
Yeah, I mean, he did come with a tough loss last game. I think it was 27-26. Hammers came out with the victory against the Dimes.
You gotta be supportive of the go for two case. You know, he's playing to win.
He is playing to win.
Overtime games.
Exactly. So,
we have no idea. Hey guys, go down there.
You gotta respect it though. Jackson McGuire.
Like Kyle by the end.
Still a great coach, great quarterback. But now onto this game. Giraffes have the ball on their own 39. Snap to Will Wagner. He's tackled by Stephen Delory.
The newest member of the Aces.
The newest member. Stephen Delory was on the Pioneers. Was just traded for Will Morgan of the Aces.
Yep,
and
that's true.
We'll see if he makes a difference here.
Yeah, I think Steven's going to help that team a lot more than he would have helped ours, and I think it's a good fit for him.
I think
even though the Aces are winless, they're a really good team, really talented team.
I think they are. I think they're they're a better team than their record says.
I truly believe that any team in this league, the 4-0s and the O's and 3s, can win any game, any day.
They could. Every day is a different day.
And
Will Wagner steps back
to Keywan Roberts, tackled by Steven Spangler. But yeah, like I was saying, playoff time comes, everyone makes it, everyone's 0-0 again.
Exactly.
And you have a full season of preparation and experience behind you. So
pretty much, it all comes down to playoffs. This is all This all goes towards seeding in the playoffs, which is very important still. But
one of the more controversial things is the Dimes, who are a super talented team, are missing a lot of players in the playoffs, and they're going in probably going to be one of the lower seeds, given they've already had 3 losses.
There's a pass complete to Matthew Dougal. But yeah, that's the thing. They have a really talented team.
Yep.
But they're just not showing up.
Yeah.
It's like
not to mention that Jaheim and Sean Josie aren't going to be there in the playoffs.
They aren't. Yeah. So they have a really talented team right now, which is where this is the time where they need to be winning the games. And
help your case when your team has to go without you guys.
Yeah, I think I saw the same thing as last week. I saw just a tiny few mistakes. Maybe mainly on defense that lost in those 2 games. As Will Wagner rolls out.
Chased by Nate Ginn.
Throw is made. Catch made to Gavin Tierney.
That looked like a touchdown to me.
I think he got the ball off.
It looked like a touchdown, but I think it was called down.
All right, refs call it a sack.
And it's called a sack by Nate Gwynn. Wow. What do you think of that call?
I think after watching Jackson McGuire get sacked 40 times and only 2 of them counting, I think that should have been called a touchdown.
I think it should have.
Hot take.
Very, very hot take. I'm getting word from Dylan Goldfarb that the best player on the field is now on. He says it is Drew Baudo.
Drew Baudo, yeah.
Shout out Drew Baudo, number 9.
Hey, Will, file a complaint.
Hey, do it again, Gavin. Let's go.
Hey.
Jackson McGuire's coming back to take a spot in the booth.
Obi,
that man.
Thank you for your
time. It was
a
pleasure being here, guys.
Pleasure.
Have fun commentating.
As Jackson McGuire will join me in the booth.
Thanks, man.
For you, bud.
We both
Jackson in the backfield. Sacked by Drew Baudo.
Sacked by Drew Baudo.
I think that was Drew Baudo's first sack on the season. Showing some promise today for this Giraffes defense.
Good morning, Liam.
How's it going, Jackson? I noticed you were a little bit late to commentating.
Yeah, I had to run to my car to get some Advil because my back really hurts.
All right, well that is a fair excuse.
Sorry. Hey, Will, I was right there in the concession booth waiting for that play to go. You had it off by maybe a second. Yeah.
As Jackson steps up in the pocket,
Bradley's rolling
he's
out.
gonna run with it.
Jackson Gravity's run brings up 3rd down for the Aces.
All right, go ahead. Your voice okay?
What?
Your voice okay?
Yeah, I yelled a lot.
All right, yeah, I could do that. Will Morgan arguing his case for that last pass. which I thought was a touchdown. I'm just going to say right now. But, you know,
His last name's Wagner.
what I call him?
Morgan.
Oh, that's my bad. Will Morgan, the player who used to be on the Aces, was traded to the Pioneers for Stephen Delory. But I was talking about Will Wagner.
Is Stephen Delory the kid with the cut-off sleeves?
Yes, it is. As Gravely steps back, pass thrown, picked off by Liam Baysura. This is only Liam's second game out here. As tackle made by Nate Gwynn. This is Liam Baysura's second game out here. He hasn't been out here since week 1. And clearly he's a difference maker on defense. He was a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year last year, but I haven't seen him make anything crazy on defense yet for the Giraffes. But I think we might just see, I think right there was the start of it.
Totally.
Thank you.
Will Wagner dropping back here, rolling out right. Nate Gwynn levels Liam Baysura. And then Wagner just throws up a sky ball.
Batted down.
Pass is incomplete. Second down for the Giraffes.
Yeah. Like I can't fully do I can't fully explain it. Wagner lofting one up to Baysura, who runs around a lot and gets tackled by Spangler.
Will Wagner's pass is complete to Liam Baysura.
I think the Aces have what it takes to pull off a win today.
I think they do. I mean, I would love to see the Aces get their first win, but, you know, this Giraffes team, I feel like has been a little bit underrated for quite a few weeks. And, you know, I think both these teams have a lot of promise going on later in the season. We'll see what they could do against each other, though, right now.
I'm excited to see the Goblins later. You know, they played the Giraffes, and in that first 18 points, they looked like a top 3 team in the league.
They did.
Let's see if they can get back to that form. Oh, also, look at those custom Dimes hats.
Yeah.
Fresh-
Can we get the camera on that?
Fresh off the printer press.
Yes.
Wagner throwing one. Oh, good ball. Just to the outstretched hands of Gavin.
Wagner's pass is incomplete. Intended for Gavin Tierney. Fourth down for the Giraffes.
I've seen Preston Keene stretch his calf already, which he leads the league in calf cramps. With, I think he's had 2 or 3 on the season. Very bad one in the first game, but I could see he's managing that very well.
Yeah, the calf looks good today. Oh, a
There's
punt
the punt by Matthew Dougal. Great punt.
out of the end zone.
Amazing punt.
almost.
That was I think the best punt I've seen in VXFL history.
That was the best punt in VXFL history, hands
That
down.
was a 70-yard punt.
No questions asked.
Wow.
Punt of the year. Really? What's up? What's practice? What? I've never heard of her.
For anyone that did not hear that, Will Wagner said he practiced a lot of punting in practice, and it clearly shows with Matthew Dougal's amazing 70-yard punt.
Maybe the Dime should practice some kicking.
Who's the kicker, Jackson?
His name is first name don't, last name no. Don't know.
Dunno. Otherwise known as Jackson McGuire.
Otherwise known as Darnell. Don't know Darnell? Anyone?
As
Gravely
Grav.
taking the snap. Finds Delory.
Stephen Delory with his first reception for the Aces.
You know, a lot of people thought that Delory for Morgan trade was extremely lopsided, but it's balancing out well here because I think Preston's going to coach Delory into an athlete, and I know Will Morgan
Hey, look,
just didn't want to be coached.
If we go to last year, we go to the trade that you made with the Gunslingers, and it was a trade Michael Gould for, I think, Trenton Holycross and Colin Krieger, and I think there was a few other plays involved in that trade. But the main thing about that trade was you got a player who's more dedicated, and you got a player who's going to listen to you. And everyone thought you were crazy when you made that trade, but it ended up working out. I think that's what we could see with Stephen Delory. As catch made up the middle by Preston Keene, he's not touched, and he gets out of bounds right around the 25.
Preston Keene, close to a first down for the Aces.
These Keene boys are sneaky fast today. I know I saw it firsthand today. You think the mic is on the screen? So we can talk. Yeah. Because like it feels a lot louder today.
Third and short for the Aces.
Gravely steps back, airs it out
Oh.
right over the head of Steven Spangler, who was a
Jackson
difference
Giraffes
maker
pass
last
is
week
incomplete.
for the
Intended
Aces.
for Steven Spangler.
We'll see what he could do this week. That pass just slightly over his head.
Yeah, just slightly over his head.
Slightly over his head.
You know, I preach Will Wagner for what he's doing here. He's actually taking the I preach you for what you're doing here because I did it earlier. Once I finally realized that I had enough guys, I stepped out on defense. You know, let your guys do your thing. You know, I think Will Wagner's taking one out of Jackson McGuire's book. You know, playing QB, throwing dimes, and then stepping out. Let his team do what they need to do. Because I mean, where would Will play here? Free safety? I mean, when they got Kiwan, who's an absolute athletic menace.
Exactly. Sometimes it's just best to stay on the sideline and coach your team.
Hands down, couldn't agree more.
There are
And
different styles of coaches. Some like to do that. There are coaches like Preston Payton, me. We played the whole game.
the problem with me is I'm kind of
don't
nursing
know.
a back injury right now.
Jackson McGuire is injured. We put him on the IR
IR.
for next week.
Well, I'm gonna be gone next week anyway.
Oh,
That's
that was
when-
perfect. You got
Going to
rest.
Mexico. Yeah, that's why. That's why I took my car.
And then also just letting everyone know we have a bye week July 3rd. There will be no games July 3rd.
That's why I took my chiropractor. I was like, yeah.
Give everyone a little
I was
rest.
Like, I was like, I'll rest, but then I'm just gonna rest next week. But I'm gonna be in Mexico. Probably isn't good either. No, 2 weeks. Oh, I'm not gonna play for another 3 weeks. Yeah.
And it looked like Gravely was sacked in the backfield, but I guess he got the ball off. It was still incomplete. Intended for number 3, Matthew Dougal. That'll bring up a third down.
Nate Gwynn.
Jackson, how much do you think of a difference maker Nate Quinn's going to be in this game? First
mean,
game out here.
He's tall, and from what we saw from the combine, he drastically got better since last year.
Yeah,
Last year, he was probably one of the biggest. You know, I don't want to be rude. He was one of the biggest jokes in the league. Everyone clowned on him because he had no hands. But I will say, I saw him at the combine, and I'm not trying to be rude to him. Like everyone knew that. I saw him at the combine. He was one of the most well-rounded players I've seen. He had one of the fastest 40 times for all 6'5" of them. You know, and he had great hands. And he can really, block, man. He can really block.
As catch is made by Steven Spangler, gain of 1.
Complete to Steven Spangler.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nate Gwynn was on my team last year, the California Flames, and
That's right.
he had his moments, but I think he is drastically improved. I mean, I know he's been putting in work in the offseason for real football, which he plays at the high school. He plays defensive end, but it's really shown in the VXFL too.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of guys, that step it took from, like guys like Dion Collins, Andrew Clipstein, guys who really, well I wouldn't say Dion because he didn't play last year, but guys who are now playing on the varsity level, and are really just turning up, and just getting better.
As pass is just slightly out of the reach of Preston Keene.
Intended for Preston Keene.
I'm gonna say it. Final score of this game is gonna be 6-0 Aces.
Wow, and we just saw last week the lowest scoring. Actually, it was my game, the lowest scoring game of VXFL history. It was actually. I'm not sure, but it was the lowest. It was low scoring that anyone has won. Like the least amount of points anyone has won with was 12 points by the Hustlers,
Fourth
my
down
team
for
last
the
week.
Aces.
And we might see. This is a defensive battle. We might see an even lower score today. As there's Preston Keene with another solid punt into the hands of
Okay,
Kewan
Kiwan,
Roberts.
take off then.
Looks like the tackle was not made by Jackson Gravely. Picks up another
Good return
15
by
yards.
Kewan
Gets
Roberts.
tackled by
First
Preston
down for the
Keene.
Giraffes.
gotta talk to Mr. Queen because it's about to rain hard. Yeah.
As Liam Baysura rolls out, tackled by Preston Keene, number 8.
Preston Keene. Second down for the Giraffes.
Did I say Preston or Pitt?
My girlfriend was leaving and she's like literally driving out like just a mile. She's going Chick-fil-A. She's like, I was getting hammered on. And she said, it's just raining.
Liam Baysura at quarterback. Good pressure by Nathan Gwynn. Ball is
Oh, he
knocked
gets his-
out. Liam Baysura picks it
Catches
back
his own
up.
pass, tackled by Nathan Gwynn.
Great pressure by Nathan Gwynn there.
Third and long for the Giraffes.
Really see what kind of a difference he's already making for this Aces team coming back. And boy, is he tall. I think he got taller from last season. Liam Baysura drops back. Not a lot of pressure. Still a good block. Ball is thrown and is just over the head
His pass is incomplete.
of Gavin
Intended
Tierney
for Logan Roth.
and Logan Roth. Giraffes here today representing Gas South.
Fourth down for the Giraffes.
The Aces are representing. Who are the Aces representing?
The Aces are represented by, I want to say, is it Master? Pathway Church.
Pathway Church. So Pathway Church, Gas
I-
South, both being
Is
represented
it,
here.
I think it's Masters / Pathway Church. I don't know. But I know they're sponsored by some.
Another punt by Matthew Dougal.
Oh, wow. This
Another
is
very
3
good
punts.
punt. Oh, just rolls out of the end zone. Matthew Dougal, I think I'm willing to say is the best punter in the league already.
Hands down. Dougal
Hands
is.
down. You know, if that's on the top plays, I know if we did top 5 special teams plays, that's on there for sure. His first punt, not his second one.
Well, I mean, all of them, man. All of these are good
He's
plays.
just a beautiful punter. You know, the VXFL is not usually a punting league, but sometimes it happens. And it's good to know you got a guy who got a boot.
Oh, is that a Kenny Powers T-shirt by Wendell Bethel? Wendell, is that Kenny Powers? Oh, I love you. The disrespect to wear a Kenny Powers T-shirt, not even know who he is.
No, I think you're in
Left. Just because you're 3-0 doesn't mean you can just be funny.
Or no. Steven Spangler rolls
Preston
out.
is wide
carries it
open.
out.
Oh, just underthrown.
Matthew Dougal is
Broken up by
kind of
Matthew
doing it all today. I've seen him on defense. I've seen him on special teams. I've seen him block on offense.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I love these football games, man. They're all just so intense, and most importantly, I love the Alabama Hammers to death. But I'm praying they lose to the Pioneers next week, because I've gotten word that when I play the Pioneers, I'm going to have Jaheim and Sean for their both last weeks.
Wow.
So it is going to be the Flint Tropics Mega Bowl.
for the Aces.
We will see. This is very interesting right now, and we're going to see next game, especially with the Goblins versus the Pioneers. But right now, we have a 4-0 team, and you know, we got to see with the Aces here too. We got a lot of undefeated teams and a lot of defeated teams.
Oh yeah, hands
For an
down.
8-team league, and
It's crazy to think. If you look at some of these games, man.
Steven
Oh
Spangler.
my God,
rolls
take
out.
off! Why don't you, Steven? If you look at some of these games,
Good run by Steven Spangler brings up third down for the Aces.
I'm a 1-3 team, and I haven't lost by more than a touchdown in any of my games.
But let's look at it. Your schedule so far has been Hustlers, which you played to Aces, which you won,
Yeah,
and then Hunters, Hammers. That is a hard schedule. You look at the Pioneers schedule, who they played so far.
oh,
They
cake teams, and
They
more
played
cake.
Hunters week 1, Giraffes, or Goblins.
And that
Giraffes.
Hunters team was really trying to find their footing. That Hunters team wasn't playing like they are now. I'd
Yeah,
say.
week 1. You
They're
know
not
they
mid-season form.
had a different quarterback in. Steven Spangler takes off again,
Another first.
runs out of bounds.
First down.
Steven Spangler was also on the California Flames last year. And we ran kind of a similar offense. It was just give the ball to Steven, let him run outside.
You're rooting for Wendell. I'm hurt, man. You rooting for Wendell? I'm hurt.
Well, on that pass, I was, man.
The underdog. He is the best player in the league.
How's that the underdog?
Height.
Thirsty? He can dunk a basketball like 96 inches.
Jackson Gravely steps back. Right through the hands of
That's his
Preston
second.
Keene. Intercepted by Liam
interception.
Baysura. Liam Baysura making a huge
Making a
impact
huge
for this,
impact.
for this
Huge.
Giraffes defense.
Huge.
Already 2 interceptions.
Huge.
His second interception of the day.
Yeah. We did that. Well, Wendell, did you go to the combine?
I was out of town.
Have you done long jump or broad jump?
First down, Giraffes.
I just saw Preston Keene with his second calf stretch of the day. I will be counting. Wagner steps back. Give him to Liam Baysura. Tackle made by Preston Keene up the middle.
Liam Baysura. Second down for the Giraffes.
Liam Baysura making plays on offense and defense. Still not a point on the board, though, for either of these teams.
Another one to Baysura.
Wow, tackle made,
Pass is complete to Liam Baysura.
tackle made by
Third
Jackson
down for the
Gravely.
Giraffes.
I'm not sure what Liam Baysura's stats are looking like right now, but it's not even the end of the first half, and he's had 2 picks, a lot of yards. Wagner gets the ball again, almost picked off.
Incomplete pass
by
broken up
Preston
by
Keene.
Preston Keene.
Preston Keene really is doing it all, too, for this Aces team. He's been the main playmaker on defense. He's getting a lot of targets on offense. Shout out a sponsor.
Shout out all our sponsors. I'll take the left side. I'll take the right side. You take the left side. Deal.
Go ahead.
All right. Pamperedlife.net. And back to Baysura. You know,
Almost a touchdown.
Will actually dropped his playbook next to me when we were eating at Cafe 66. He had accidentally fell down, and I was looking at it just for a glance, and it had one play, and it was called Feed Baysura, and that's his only play.
That's the whole playbook.
And then they had the Dougal punt.
Dougal punt, throw to Baysura. I'm expecting another ball to Baysura right here. I wouldn't be surprised. Baysura wide open.
Will Wagner's pass is incomplete.
Gives it to Gavin
There's
Tierney.
lot of penalty
There's a
flags.
flag on
A
the
lot
play.
of dirty laundry. Ain't that right, Peter? Yes.
Shout out our sponsors. South State Bank, Polished, Next Level Productions, Renegade Visuals,
FCA,
FCA,
Rooted Landscape Services, Cafe 66, Martinez Photography, Village Beach Market,
Tropical Property Management,
Vero ENT,
Masters Academy Patriots,
Gas South, Brightview,
Pathway Church,
Vero Fitness,
Indian River Project Management.
and I think we're good.
I think that's it.
If we missed any sponsors, I'm sorry. We love you
Let me
all.
just say, the Gal South logo. As there's a touchdown.
Will Wagner's pass is complete to Dylan Waragoda.
Touchdown to Dylan Waragoda. First
I,
points on the board finally for either of these teams.
I barely even saw that. I just saw that ball go straight up.
Well, we actually have a big box right in front of our view, if any was wondering. So we cannot see the end zone very well.
It's kind of crazy that we're, it's crazy. In a little over 2 months, we're gonna be gone. You will know. It's like
I will
we're
be
college
gone.
students, man. That's crazy. Life just dawns on you.
I will be at UF. Jackson will be in Gainesville.
Yep. We'll be chilling a lot in
Will
Gainesville.
Wagner, another pass to Liam
Baysura
Baysura.
Liam Baysura. The extra points is good.
And if I'm going to be honest,
Take the lead.
these extra points are what the games come down to. I think it's been shown in every game. That the extra points are the most important thing in this game.
Yeah.
You saw it last game with a 1-point victory. You know, there are no field goals, so the extra points are really all you got to go ahead
And one-
sometimes.
What I gotta ask you, a lot of guys are clowning on me, and I've lost 2 games on 1-point and 2-point conversions. What's your view? Go for 1 or go for 2?
It really depends. You know, it depends on what the other team, what the score of the game is really.
If it's
You know?
if it's a 1-point game, do you go for 1 or
Oh,
you
if
go
it's a
for 2?
1-point game at the end.
Yeah, it's the end of the game.
Oh yeah, I saw you went for 2.
Like I had, I went for 2. I went for 2 against you. I went for 2 against
it
the Hammer.
depends, you know. If you don't got a lot of subs, which you guys didn't have subs, and you're gassed, it's the end of the game. If you play in overtime, it's probably not going to go well. You want to get that 2-point conversion off, you know, in it to win it.
Oh my God! I would say that these drafts have the best special teams in the league.
They do. They have the #1 ranked special team.
Punting and kicking and onside with Will Wagner.
This,
This trio of special teams is scary.
I think Will Wagner just drafted a special teams kind of team.
But yeah, no, my biggest thing was, a lot of guys when we went in the huddle, I was like, "We going for 1 or we going for 2?" A lot of guys were like, "Well, what's our record going to be? Are we going to make the playoffs?" And I said, "Everyone makes the playoffs."
That's true.
And that's what kind of pushed me to be like, guys,
It's very true.
why do you care about record? If we're built to how I think we're built, we can take any team in the first round of the playoffs and succeed.
The thing is, you are missing
Okay, but
quite a few players coming
but
into
who do you
playoffs.
think was the biggest just talent on my team today?
I would say Cornell Wilson.
Exactly, and he's going to be here, and he's one of the biggest coaches I have.
That's
and
true.
I think come time, I'm going to have a lot of blockers.
Spangler rolls out again.
Oh my God.
I don't know what kind of a throw that was.
An underhand shovel pass, almost.
I have never seen something like that.
Touchdown, Aces.
Very interesting throw by Steven Spangler.
It's interesting to see because I'm reading the Dimes group chat, and it's looking like we're going to have our first official practice.
Wow.
So that's scary to see. And it's only because I will not be here next week to play quarterback, and so I got to figure out who's my quarterback.
I'm thinking Tim Brown.
Nathan Gwynn.
And Spangler steps back. Evades pressure.
Oh, that's a block. That's a push
Airs
in the
it
back.
out. Intercepted.
Kejuan
Kejuan Roberts.
Pass is intercepted by Kejuan Roberts, and that is halftime.
And that's going to bring us to halftime. Your score is Giraffes 7, Aces 0. Very close game.
Let's get Kejuan in there.
Defense has been insane.
Kejuan, hop in here, big guy. Here, just yeah. All right, there we go. Well, Kejuan, you're just a big physical presence out there. What do you have to say for the fans at home?
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I hope our team get the win, and this is a good game.
A lot of people saw those hops on that last second interception about 30 seconds ago. Do you think all those off-season workouts with Coach Whitsett's really working?
No, not really, but
So you're saying that's just raw athleticism out there?
yeah, just about.
What do you think you guys have to do in this second half to turn up and win this game?
Keep playing defense and hope our offense will go the way we want to. But I mean, I hope we at least get 2-3 more touchdowns and get the game over with.
Hey, Liam, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Hey, it's always good to have you. Get back out there.
Good interception. Way to do good for your team. Nate Gwynn, come over here, please.
We'll get him in the middle. He's a big guy.
Oh, you want to go in the middle? Sure. All right, Nathan Gwynn. You played on my team last year, California Flames, and now this is your first week out here for the Aces. How much of an impact do you think you're making for this team?
I think I'm making a big impact. They're not blocking me, and I'm in the backfield every play.
Yeah, I mean, great rushing showing you're putting out here. I mean, I know you play DN in real football, but everyone knows VXFL is not like real football. But still, you're getting to the quarterback, getting good pressure on defense. So you think your team can come back, pull off this win?
Oh yeah. I think we have a young, very talented quarterback. I think we have an explosive offense, and I think we can put it in the end zone pretty easily.
All right, great. Jackson, any questions?
Yeah. So you're very big.
Yeah.
That's it.
How did you get to 6'5"? What did your parents feed you?
I think it was a mixture of steroids and oatmeal.
Steroids and oatmeal,
The
everybody.
XFL does not drug test, so he could very well not be lying right now, folks.
Yeah, we are a non-testing league, and clearly we have the first player who is openly on steroids out here. So,
Hey, you're
All right.
looking good.
Nathan,
Hey, good luck out there.
thank you so much. I'm sad to not see you on my team, but shout out to Jamie Prebula, just because he's great. I'm not sure if we're still in the air.
I think we're still rolling.
Next game is the Pioneers versus the Goblins. Yes, Pioneers are all here. I see some Goblins around.
I'd say, what do you recap of last game? What did you
We
think?
recapped a lot of last game. Let's talk about next game.
No, let's
What
talk
do you-
about last
No,
game.
we talked a lot about last game.
How about the poor officiating by Liam Livingston?
There was no poor
Cornell Wilson
officiating.
got absolutely thrown in the end zone after a great ball by their quarterback.
Yeah, give you 2 touchdowns.
And Liam Livingston.
You had every touchdown that was controversial. Was my call. I made the right call. So what are you making here?
Great officiating.
Thank you. So what are your predictions for next game? You know.
I just think the Dimes. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So my predictions for next game, it depends if Mason Sweats shows up. Jared, do we know if Sweats is gonna be here?
Jarrett,
Jarrett, is Mason gonna be here? Is Mason gonna be here? Has he said anything yet?
we do not know if Mason's going to be here.
I will say, Jared Wolf has his Crocs in 4-wheel drive right now, so he's looking ready to play.
He is. I did get word from Peter Rickson himself that Amarian McMillan will not make it today. That is a huge hit for the Goblins, but I saw this Goblins team last week. They're not bad. You know, they're not bad at all. And I mean, this Pioneers team is getting better, but the Pioneers team is also not healthy. They're missing Ben Fadayomi. They're missing Dylan Goldfarb, 2 key parts to that team.
Do we know how long Ben's gonna be gone?
No, he did not. He is on the IR right now, which Jackson McGuire will be joining. Omar Guevara with a long pass to Jarrett. Good pass by Omar. Everyone stick around for game 4 of the day, which will be the 2-1 Hustlers versus the 2-1 Hunters.
You know, it should be the 1 and 2 Hustlers and
It
the
really
1 and 2
shouldn't.
Hunters.
It is the oh yeah. Well, 2 teams that both beat the Dimes already, and they will now face off. I know I'm excited for the game. You know, we'll see how it goes.
I'm not excited.
It's you know, I know how the Hunters love that 4th game, and so I saw the Dimes play it last week.
Hey, Bornell. You know, coming in, seeing us start with 6, what'd you expect?
Look, that was a play of the week right there. That first kickoff,
Oh, hands
when Cornell
down.
Wilson took it in the end zone. You know, things happen. You know, it's a crazy league. Anything can happen. And we just saw the first, I think, kickoff return for a touchdown all year.
To the concession stand, get your Chick-fil-A. We also have programs for sale, and we have raffle tickets. So don't forget to stop by the concession stand and get all those things and a bag of chips. If you
Jarrett Wolf warming up.
I will say, Papa Keen has such a soothing voice. Just listening to him on the PA is just music to my ears.
It's buttery.
Hands down.
Buttery voice.
It makes me want to go over there and just buy a Chick-fil-A sandwich, which we have.
Which I am going to go buy a Chick-fil-A sandwich,
Are you?
actually.
Do you have
Yes, I
Venmo?
am. I don't even have enough cash. I probably don't even have enough cash for me, so.
I gotta go get my card. Oh, are we still live? All right.
Yeah, we're still live. This is the what do we call our halftime show?
This is the.
Patrick, don't need all those.
We need a time for that. Or do we just make it a sponsor?
This is the.
Welcome to the Cafe 66
This is the
halftime show.
Cafe 66 halftime show.
As
And what we
always-
do in the Cafe 66 halftime show, we rank the 66 best players in the league. I'll start.
All
Number
right,
one
go.
overall.
Let's start number 66.
Let's start number 66. All right.
Jackson McGuire.
No, I said 66. No, we're not starting with one.
We're not starting at 80. I said 66.
All right,
We'll keep going.
give me your power rankings going into the season. Going into the playoffs, what do you think?
Okay,
what do you think? your power
We're
rankings
each going to give our power rankings, and we're not going to include our team because obviously it makes it a whole different
What?
if you include your team in a power ranking.
No, yeah. It's just the top 7 you think.
All right, top 7, not including my team. I would say right now, obviously I got to put the Hammers up there. I think the Hammers are right now looking like the best team in the league, even though they come up with some very close
This
games.
isn't off predicted record. This is off who you really think's the best team.
No, this is actually who I think right now.
Okay.
Besides us, who I think is the best team, I think it would go Hammers. I would almost go Hunters over the Pioneers. You know, I think the Hunters have a good team. You know, and the Pioneers have had some easy games. Pioneers are a good team. Don't get me wrong. But I think in a game now, if you went Pioneers Hunters, I think the Hunters would win that game actually. And so I'd go Hunters, Pioneers. Then I would have to go Dimes still. I think, I can't really put the Dimes any higher because of their record. But
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, it's fair. I think they still have an amazing team. And then who's
I
left?
think the point is.
Then I would go Aces actually, even though they're 0-3, I think they still have a really solid team, depending on this game really. And then Giraffes, and then
The
unfortunately.
thing is, right now, if we had, say, your team, right? We'd say I'd obviously put you in the top 5. Right? You have 5 teams right there that could beat any team on every given day, depending on who shows up.
Any given day, yeah. It's really, it's kind of about commitment, which is something you draft.
Oh,
at the
hands
beginning of
down.
the
I
year.
mean,
We will begin the second half of this game shortly.
I told my players, it's the game of the year, guys. We need to be here. And we have 6 guys at kickoff. It just
That's
hurts,
true.
man. It just
Yeah.
hurts.
I saw JJ Kriparian making his first appearance for the Dimes.
Second.
Oh, second?
He played in the
was
Aces
here?
game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. I will say, we are still undefeated when having all my guys, more than 7 of them, show up before kickoff.
Well, yeah, that's not.
Because, that's a stat we can't want to know.
Here we go.
It's a stat you
Giraffes.
can't.
Giraffes with the kickoff. I'm expecting an onside kick because Will Wagner's up there. Oh, and he whiffs the ball. I'm not really sure what happened.
I think the
but
wind blew that over. I don't think he touched that ball.
that is going to be on the You Had One job, no matter what, though. I don't know what I just saw, but Hey, Jackson, have you ever seen the scene from Charlie Brown?
Yes.
Takes away the ball, and that's what I just saw. Except no one took the ball, so he kind of just whiffed.
Will, did that fall? Argue with the refs, because I didn't see it touch it either. Well, I mean, that's pure wind.
I'm not
Not
sure.
even
First down,
I'm not sure if he touched the ball or not, but
No, he definitely touched the ball. I'm just gassing up to see if he'll argue with the refs.
Jackson McGuire just trying to make
I'm just a menace to society.
just
dude.
trying to make some controversy in the league.
I love controversy. I feed off.
Controversy is fun, but we love controversy in the VXFL. Steven Spangler rolls out.
Oh,
Wow!
Oh my
Great juke.
God.
Spangler is sacked by Drew Botto.
is Logan Ross? I think Logan Ross had to fix his shoe after the juke. The
Wow.
juke.
Absolute
Steven Spangler
juke.
just put out there.
Number 1, Steven Spangler. Number 1 is that's a number when you know you're good and you're gonna put it out there. You were number 1.
Or 16. Because you're a big T-Law guy.
Yeah, because
I
or if
just
you're a
love
fan of
Trevor
Trevor Lawrence, you'll
I'm
wear
just a
16.
huge guy.
you
A
know?
huge Trevor
I
Lawrence
think
fan.
Trevor Lawrence is great. I want to see him do good.
You
I'm
know,
not
one
gonna
thing we
lie.
haven't seen a lot of is Gavin Tierney, who played a major role last week, and he's just kind of limited today. He hasn't made too many catches, too many plays, He won Defensive Player of the Week because of his shutdown defense.
Steven
but
Spangler rolls out once again.
throws it up to
Dumps it off
Delory.
to Delory.
who has nothing but open field.
Not really, because
He
Keywan
had
Roberts.
open field.
Keywan Roberts and his
Third down for the
8'5" wingspan.
You know, it's crazy because in the games, when you're QB, you reverse the ball and you think you have a lot of field to work with, but in reality, once you see him get tagged, you only make about 3 yards, and that's just shocking. One thing to look
That's
at.
the thing. Yeah, it depends on how back you're stepping back, and a lot of these quarterbacks are dropping back
Because I mean, I know,
7,
you
8
know,
yards.
6-7 yards. You know that's now a 10-yard throw. But if you're at the line of scrimmage, that's a whole different ball game, you know.
Exactly.
So that's one thing that's really, really interesting to see as a at a 7-on-7
Goes
league.
Gravely, caught by Preston Keene.
I don't think did anyone touch him.
Yeah, tackles made.
It looks like he was just kind of.
Fourth down for the Aces.
We bring up an Aces 4th down. Shout out to Cafe 66 once again.
Always.
They were amazing.
Always.
Shout out to Pat McAfee.
Shout out
I
to our
haven't talked to Pat McAfee.
Shout out to our Hall of Fame sponsors: Village Beach Market, Cafe 66, Tropical Property Management, Renegade Vigils.
Thank you. Thank you to all of them.
Next Level Productions. You know, and I know I forgot a few, but I really.
Gravely. Sacked by Logan Roth.
By Logan Roth. Turnover on downs, Giraffes ball.
And again, this is day 2 of me shouting out Pat McAfee until he comes out here
Okay, and this is the last.
and comes
day
in the
of that.
booth. No, it's not. This will keep going until he comes out
I
here.
will make sure you are never in the booth again. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm
You
just
hear
kidding.
that, Pat? Pat McAfee.
I feel like that just can't go unnoticed. Wagner back to Baysura.
Pass is complete.
Wagner to Baysura is just automatic today.
Second down for the Giraffes.
It might be a better duo than LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. I'll say it right now.
That is a bold.
No,
that's a
I
hot take.
I definitely think if it was a 2v2, I'd take Wagner and Baysura right now.
I think I would too.
And look, hey, that's
Another dump off to Liam Baysura.
Complete to Liam Baysura. Third down for the Giraffes.
He's really carrying
Hey,
this
what
team
did I
right
say
now.
the
What do you think
final
about that,
score was?
Jackson?
yeah.
So what do you think about Liam Baysura in this game?
He is cute. Liam Baysura is a good-looking gentleman. I can't confirm or deny if he has a girlfriend, but if any single ladies are looking, man, I'll put in a good word for you. Oh, another dime. That is just a dot.
Oh, just barely dropped by.
Wagner's pass is incomplete, intended for Gavin Tierney.
You know the crazy thing? It hit Gavin Preston, and then it bounced up. It never hit the ground, actually.
Not know what kind of bug that is, but that just went all over me.
Hey, I'm trying to talk here, bud.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
I'm talking about the bugs.
Your bugs can wait. Get some bug spray.
All right.
and-
All right.
Hey, what am I passing yards?
Wagner steps back.
Oh,
Intended for Liam Baysura again.
Incomplete pass. Turnover on downs. Aces ball.
Another turnover on downs. This is still an insane defensive matchup. You know, I mean, Jackson McGuire said it. He predicted the score to be 6-0. I think it's 7-0 right now, but still, this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think no matter which way you look at it, it is just turnover on downs to an interception to a turnover on downs. These defenses are pretty strong. Spangler evades pressure, gets the ball off.
It's a weird throwing motion from Spangler, but
Steven Spangler's
you know we've seen some awkward throws. We saw the underhand kind of dish for 20 yards that was incomplete.
He's trying to make Patrick Mahomes plays when he's
I'd say
not quite Patrick Mahomes.
he's trying to make Patrick Mahomes plays with, you know, like a Sammy Sosa type, you know, body and throw.
Sammy Sosa type body.
Don't get me wrong, Sammy Sosa's a great player. But one thing that I don't think we've talked about is Will Wagner's arm. I mean, it looks good for a guy who doesn't play quarterback.
Stephen DeLorean blocking for the Aces. Spangler rolls out, and he's going to run with it. And he's going to be tackled again by Gavin Tierney.
Short by Gavin Tierney. 3rd down for the Giraffes.
That is going to break up a 3rd down for the Aces. My voice just cracked again.
You know, it's really just a cool atmosphere out here because we got volleyball, we got swings, we got the Pioneers warming up, we got Chick-fil-A.
We have
This is a
cheerleaders for some reason.
This is
I'm
just
not
so
sure
cool, man. This is cool.
why, but yeah, it is cool. You know, it's a league made for the people.
For the people, by the people, with Chick-fil-A.
The Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is for the people too.
And it's a church league, which I love because I love Jesus. Boy, oh boy.
Fun fact, I'm Jewish. Did you know that?
I did.
Steven Spangler.
Oh,
No,
he's-
that's not Spangler. That's
he's wide
Jackson
open.
Gravely. Wide open ball to Preston
Jackson
Keene.
Gravely pass
Touchdown.
Preston Keene.
Aces.
Touchdown for the Aces.
Put some points on the board.
Well, there goes my bold prediction of 6-0.
It's still a low-scoring game, though.
Oh,
you
no,
know?
it's
Still,
definitely going to be a low-scoring game.
I think no matter what.
You know, I don't want to I don't want to ever tear anyone down, but is this really good defense or just slow offense?
I think it's really good defense, if I'm going to be honest. I know, yeah. I mean, the offenses have been...
Well, there's been a lot of
slightly-
interceptions and a lot of punts, so
There have
take that
been.
as you will.
I could,
But it
yeah, I
could
could
go
see that,
either
but I
way.
think the defense is... I think this is a great defensive matchup. Both
Oh,
ways.
hands down. You know,
No.
but the real truth is people don't love defense. They love offense. I've
They
never
do,
once
but,
once watched a football game and been like, man, I want this to be a low-scoring game.
That's very true. This pass is
Pass is incomplete.
broken up by
Broken
Matthew
up
Dougal
by
again.
Matthew Dougal.
We still have the Giraffes on top here.
They do 7-6, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the final score of the game
7-6, the Giraffes are currently leading.
because this is a very low-scoring game.
We have roosters in the back to wake up fellow owner Omar Guevara, who likes to sleep in. But I can't say anything because I also took a snooze today.
Omar Guevara is averaging 30 minutes late on the season.
30 minutes, more like 2 hours.
I'd give it 30 minutes. He's averaging like
I think
30 minutes on the season.
I think one game
He leads the league.
he
in,
leads the league in late. He leads the league in late.
in
late.
minutes late.
I will say though, there was one
Kickoff now.
there was one time where other players were getting here earlier for their 9 o'clock game than Omar.
Yes, but still, shout out to Omar. He is
But
reffing
still,
right now.
I love Omar.
Shout out to both the refs, Omar
Shout out to all
Guevara,
our refs.
Peyton Keene,
Except Liam
JR.
Livingston.
I am not reffing this game. So.
And there's good reason for that.
No, there's not. I was a great ref last game.
There was some controversy, but I love controversy. I feed off controversy.
Every call went your way, so I don't know why you're complaining.
Oh.
Nice squib kick, bounces off Keywan Roberts.
Oh, no one touched
Keywan's
him.
gonna take it up. No one's
Oh,
gonna
he got
touch
touched
him.
there.
Oh,
Great return there by Keywan Roberts.
and they're
Keywan.
gonna say he's down.
You know, a lot of times other teams get sleepy and just expect it, to come down and then they'll pick it up and they'll get tagged. But when you really run at that ball and you pick it up with some speed, a lot of times the defense just doesn't react fast enough.
Yeah, I think when you get that little head start like that, the defense can't move fast enough when you're already at your top speed.
They were zooming.
Zooming. And Keywan Roberts, for how tall he is, he's a fast guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I actually used to train with him for basketball, and let me tell you, he has the athleticism of a wombat. I don't know.
I'm not sure how athletic wombats are, but
I mean, they're shifty.
are they?
You ever
Are they really?
You ever try to catch a
I've
wombat?
never tried to catch a wombat.
Exactly, because they're too shifty.
Wagner, pressure coming, dumps it out to the center, who is tagged by Preston Keene. Oh, maybe not. I saw one. I saw one.
I saw one, but
Feet to Dylan Waragoda.
when they blow the whistle, as we saw in the Dimes game, the play is dead, and you have to, you can't advance the ball.
Yes,
You get a redo
and
on that
it's,
down, or
It's hard, Reffing is a hard thing in this league.
Especially if your name's
Preston Keene,
Liam Livingston.
Jackson McGuire. Jackson McGuire never refs.
I don't have to. I'm electric in the commentating booth.
What do you think I'm
People
in here?
pay good money to see me. I'm not going to release my salary to
All 40
to feel-
subscribers on YouTube.
I don't want to release my salary for the other owners to just be mad, but I'd say it's over
Good pressure
$70,000.
by Preston Keene.
Wags rolling out, throws up a
Wag.
sky ball, and Roth hauls it in.
Caught by Logan Roth, who was an animal last year for the Florida Fighting
It was
Cockerels.
caught, but I don't think it was in the end zone yet.
It was not.
Catch there by Logan Roth. First down, Giraffes.
I will say last game, there was a play, or last week, I was commentating, and there was a play that happened in the left end zone over here that was about 10 yards out when he caught it, and I called it a touchdown.
Really?
In the booth, yeah.
Hey man,
I was watching it back. But,
hey man, it's just repetition.
You know, it's
I'm
It
actually
happens.
so I'm green, yellow, and red, green colorblind. Oh,
it's
what a
Wagner.
ball!
Oh, what a pass
Atta boy,
deflection by-
Preston.
It's incomplete, broken up by Preston Keene.
Those Keene boys are sneaky agile, and I don't know if it's the genes from Papa Keene to my left, but I'd have to say, man,
They got to get it from somewhere.
yeah, a lot of sleepless nights just grinding in the gym with nothing on their mind but the VXFL. And it's interesting because right now you have one Keene undefeated and you have one Keene defeated.
It is,
So,
I'm sure there's a lot of tension in
It's
the
yin
Keene
and it's
household.
yin and yang right now.
Wagner with a lot of time.
And he finds his man for a
Dylan
touchdown.
Wergoda,
Pass is complete.
touchdown.
Touchdown, Dylan Wergoda.
Have we seen a 2-point conversion good this year?
I don't think we have. We saw a lot of them last year. I'm not gonna lie, we saw quite a few, but there has not been, and it's hard. These 1-point and 2-point conversions
And so if
are not easy.
if the drafts were to convert here, it'd be a 8-point game. And if we haven't seen a 2-point conversion, it's hard to think the Aces are going to march all the way down the field and convert that 2-point. So this is a really good cushion to have. Oh, and it's a 50-50 ball, came down with by Baysura.
Liam Baysura, the extra point is good.
Wow.
The Giraffes are up 14-6.
Will Wagner is taking a page out of Jackson McGuire's book. Close your eyes, throw it up, and hopefully your guy's going to come down
Throw it
with
up, and your best guy's gonna catch it. That's
We saw that last
the way to go.
We saw that as we saw that last game as Wendell Bethel kept getting just mossed. And I mean mossed.
Let's score 13.
Hey, Will. Later today or tomorrow, or when the stream's uploaded, do you want to sit together and watch both our games and count our stats? Yeah, I really do.
And I'm getting word from Ryan Strigley right now as he's sending support through text message. Yeah, I'm telling him the score. Ryan Strigley could not make it today for the Giraffes, but kick is sealed.
Spangler, let's see if he can make some shifty moves and turn up field here. And he does.
And
then finally-
someone's shoe comes off.
Stopped by Matthew Dougal.
I'm not really sure who that is. Liam Baysura's shoe. I know it's his hat. Never mind. I never thought this was a hat league. And I don't know. Whoa, what were you saying about the sponsors? This is Village Beach Market's on the back of the Aces.
Is it?
Village Beach Market and Gas South.
Oh, Pathway and Masters is on the back of the. Yeah, Pathway and Masters on the back of the Pioneers.
All right. Well, so shout out Gas South and Village Beach Market being represented this game. Next game will be Tropical Property Management and
Facing off against Renegade.
what? No, I meant next game.
Oh.
Next. Gravely takes it out. Tackled
Jackson Gravely runs
by Matthew Dougal.
second down for the Aces.
No, next game will be Pathway Church Masters Academy versus Tropical Property Management.
I will say, QBs with the name Jackson are just not fast. And that's the brutal truth.
These Jackson QBs, Jackson Gravely, Jackson McGuire. One of them leads the other in interceptions.
We don't know who it is yet, but we'll find out for
We
you
know
soon.
who it is.
No, I only had one today.
And let me give a hint. He is not on the field.
I thought I only had one today.
Well, you still lead the league in
Yeah,
interceptions.
Gravely had it last week, and Gravely has 2 interceptions today.
No, he doesn't. Jackson Gravely. Pass complete.
Jackson
Up the
Gravely's
middle.
pass is complete to Colin Maldonado.
You know, one thing that, you know, every QB could develop at is just getting the ball away. And when you bring the blitz, you know, you gotta figure out when you really just gotta throw it. You know, act like it's a pass.
That's the thing about this league. Is this league is less. It's different than real football because you're getting actually a lot more pressure than you get in normal
Oh,
football.
hands down.
You know.
I think if you put me in a system like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I could prosper.
Oh yeah, you can win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. Anyone can win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers.
Watch your mouth, honey.
Watch my mouth.
Yes, because
And
there's
pass is complete to
oh,
Stephen Delory up the middle.
there's only 2 guys that I know who could win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers.
Rory
Me
down a
and Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask could win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers.
And
Anyone could
he-
go in and quarterback there and win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers.
No, I don't know. If you threw a guy
Anybody. Anybody.
if you threw a guy like, I will say, some of Wendell's balls today were just magnificent. Like some of the throws he had over the top of coverage
Pause.
was just perfect.
Gravely dumps it off to Spangler.
Jackson
Tackle
Gravely's
made by
pass is complete to
Liam Baysura. That
Third
is
down, Aces.
first round pick, tackling first round pick right there. Steven Spangler was 3rd overall. Liam Baysura was 4th overall.
Does it
Draft.
ever make you angry that teams like, I don't know, say the Pioneers, maybe the Drafts, could walk out of here with a better record than the Dimes just because their strength of schedule early in the season?
Well, it'll even out end of the season. You know, people
'Cause
hit harder.
let me tell you,
teams.
I
Some
am-
people played harder teams in the
'Cause
beginning.
I think I'm the best 1-3 team in the history of any league.
I mean,
Because it just boils my my
Jackson
anger.
Gravely. It's up to the middle.
Jackson
Preston
Gravely's
Keene.
pass is complete to Preston Keene.
These passes across the
Fourth
middle have
down
been
for the Aces.
pretty much the Aces, all the Aces ball movement today.
You know, I'm looking over at the Pioneers, and they don't look as scary as their record shows.
Dylan Goldfarb does look suited up though, which I thought he was not playing in this game.
Dylan
but
Goldfarb looks good, to say the least.
Second half, he will play it.
he's
Wait,
sa-
what does that do? You're still injured. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, Peter. I don't know who my QB is next week, so I don't like. You probably are gonna win. I think you'll beat the Hustlers. Or no, the Pioneers.
Gravely. Those
Interception.
picked off by Matthew Dougal.
Gravely's pass.
Matthew
Intercepted
Dougal
by Matthew
has
Dougal.
been the player of the game for this Giraffes team. I'm telling you, he has had some amazing punts. He's done stuff on offense, done stuff on defense.
You said
Matthew Dougal has been the difference maker for
You
the
said-
Giraffes team.
Michael Gould's gonna be the difference
I
maker
said
later today.
Matthew Dougal, but Michael Gould will be the difference maker.
Do you
in
think
the
Gould will
fourth
catch
game.
any snaps at QB?
Peyton, could we please have a time check?
That's a surprise.
Surprise for who?
5 minutes. and
Surprise
40
for you,
seconds are
Jackson.
left in the fourth quarter.
You know, I reached out to you about a trade for Gould at the end of the trade deadline, and we just came to no fruition.
You never reached out for
I
me
said,
for.
I said, what would you trade for Gould? And you said, I'm keeping Gould on my team.
Yes.
I really
Gould's
tried.
on my team.
I really did try. you know?
As couldn't see, that was a pass over the middle
Catch
to
by Gavin Tierney.
Gavin Tierney,
Second down for the Giraffes.
number 4.
It looks like Gould's cutting the sleeves off his jerseys.
He is. Hey, Gould, don't cut that too deep. Just like so, Louis like ripped this because he cut it too deep. Just don't cut it too deep. Yeah. And airs it out. Gavin Tierney. It's caught.
Nice catch there by Gavin Tierney. First down for the
Those
Giraffes.
are the types of plays that I usually see from Gavin Tierney. Great throw by who is that? Is that Will Wagner? Great throw by Will Wagner.
Wagner has one of the tightest spirals I have seen in the league to date.
He really does.
It's just a good ball. Yeah. You know, he's really making the city of Detroit proud today.
city of.
That's a good one. Nice roll up. Oh, wow.
Okay, Will.
Whoa, Wagner
Oh!
runs. Oh, evades a tackle. And I will say, Jackson, you have the second tightest spiral in the league.
Really?
Second tightest spiral for QB's name, Jackson.
I'm also second in the interceptions column for QB's name,
I
Jackson.
think you were first.
No, Gravely has taken that throne outright.
I don't think so.
I would.
Do we have the season stats?
We do. I've looked at them. Trust me. That's the one thing I've only looked at. I have been so happy to see that. Trust me.
Jackson, we're going to be a little bit safer with the ball this game than he was other games.
No, he has 2 interceptions already. He is not. He's letting that rock fly.
I was talking to you. I was talking about you, Jackson. As Liam Baysura dumps it off. Almost caught. Intended for Drew Baudo.
Look at the clouds.
Dude, it looks so
I'd like to shout out Sarah Mooseberger for, always keeping us updated on the Instagram for those who can't be here today. Oh, he was not tagged.
Yeah, shout out to our old media team, which included a cell phone.
First down for the Giraffes.
And that was pretty much it. It was just a cell phone. We filmed everything on cell phone.
VXFL wives who dedicated their life
Yes.
to the grind.
Yes. Tested the lane.
Tessa DeLang and Sarah Mooseberger.
Sarah Mooseberger. How many VXFL wives are there in this league?
I'd say...
I think 4. Austin.
No, but she was...
Oh, is that they have to help out to be a VXFL wife?
Yeah, I feel like they should at least do something.
I'd 2-minute warning on the field.
I'd say 3.
As Wagner
evades Delory. He's looking good. Oh.
Pass is thrown, almost caught by Gavin Tierney.
If he reversed that ball, he had a man wide open in the middle of the end zone.
He did.
But yeah, I think there's 3 VXFL wives. I think we have.
Yeah, I think we do have 3 VXFL wives.
I'd say Tessa DeLang, Sarah Mooseberg, and the wonderful Olivia Villers, who always brings me food at my games, and I love her.
Is this shirt clean? Yeah. Alright, good. So I was gonna wear this headband.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Is it tight?
You can wear it. I'm not gonna wear it.
Penalty on the field.
Oh, you have 2. So did the dog. I like it.
Ghoul showing his IQ, telling Liam, there's Ghoul's QB IQ right now is on fire. He's letting Liam know he has 2 sleeves for 2 headbands, so they don't have to share one on the field. No.
Fine headband or not.
Oh, and Delory gets to Wagner.
I think that is Delory's second sack.
Aces take a timeout.
Let's talk about where everyone's going to be in the future. Peyton Preston going to Alabama University.
Oh, we're going to Gainesville.
We are both going to Gainesville.
Except
Not the same college though. You guys can figure that out for yourselves. But we'll both be in Gainesville.
I'm actually going to Santa Fe.
Wagner throws it up. It's caught.
Yeah, I'm actually
Liam
going.
Baysura.
As many of those are wondering, I'm actually going to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Not
Santa Fe, not Santa Fe in Gainesville.
no, New Mexico.
And I will be going to
I applied to the wrong college.
the UF.
So you're not going to the community college right down the road from Florida?
No. I'm driving actually another 22 hours, and going to Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Michael
Just because I'm a
Rule
big fan of New
is
Mexico.
going to senior year. Fun fact: he's still a junior. He's just big. As will Wagner. Throws it up again. And it's
This time
picked up.
Peyton comes down with it.
Preston, not Peyton.
Preston comes
Wrong
down with
twin.
it.
The ball, first down for the Aces.
And he has it. That was an insane catch by Preston.
Wow,
Keene.
that's
I
gonna be
wasn't
a-
sure if he was in bounds, but
That's going to
an
be a highlight of
interception.
the week.
It might be. We've seen a lot of highlights already, and it's not even.
Do you think
the
it's
end
the
of the second
Papa
game.
Keen athleticism coming in?
I think that's the Papa
genes.
Keen jeans.
Yep. It's got to be, right?
Papa Keen jeans carry. This is the third time Preston Keene has stretched his calf. We're still keeping track because he leads the league in calf cramps.
You know, I'd like to say I'm excited for that Phoenix Clippers series in the Western Conference Finals.
Phoenix Clippers, you know, but Suns are missing Chris Paul, which how big of an impact do you think it's gonna have?
Not a crazy one.
You know, it's not insane. I think D-Book carries.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, because I only say that because Chris Paul is such a good player. But I think he's only going to be out a couple games because he has the vaccine. He is going to get tested rapidly, and as soon as he gets 3 tests, he's back to action.
True.
But boy, oh boy, I'm excited to watch the Suns.
I wish I liked basketball a little bit more.
Really?
To be honest, I don't watch basketball that much, but
Sixers.
Well, I think, tonight we got Bucks-Nets Game 7. I mean, Spangler, was he sacked in the end zone?
He was sacked for a safety.
I thought it was a safety.
I believe that is Dylan Marigoda with the sack.
No, yeah, the Nets are 1.5 favorite, but Peter Wixon is going to will those Nets or will those Bucks by that warm Milwaukee blood running through his veins right now. Peter, are you suiting him up for the Bucks later? Yeah. Peter said Giannis is a baby, can't guard him, and he's going to play point guard. I thought he got the ball up. Hey, you like the year? What? That's.
I think your logo is the only one that's gonna look good.
Think so?
All right, never mind about the safety.
The Giraffes is
down for
really
the
animated.
Yeah,
The Goblins, man. I like the Aces. Aces could look good
Aces could be on that.
because they do it like they cut it out to where your logo fits good. No, yeah, I don't know. How'd you design your logo?
I figured out that there's a Hustlers basketball team in San Antonio, I think.
Oh yeah, the G League team.
I didn't know, you know, but it was just totally random. I picked Houston Hustlers, and there happened to be a Hustlers team in Texas. That was black too, which black were my colors. Caught across the middle by Preston Keene.
Jackson pass is complete to Preston Keene. 3rd down for the Aces.
Do we have a Bite Squad out here or Grubhub?
Grubhub? Grubhub some Chick-fil-A, just remember.
Grubhub at Chick-fil-A, just.
Technically, the whole thing is Grubhub. It's Gravely. A lot of blocking.
Oh wow.
Gets it
good
to
ball.
Preston Keene.
Good ball.
Jackson Gravely's pass is complete to Preston Keene.
Peyton really hauled that one in there.
What?
Yeah, we have a VXFL app in the works where you can tell them what section of the bleachers they're standing in, and they will deliver you Chick-fil-A.
Pass complete to Nathan Gwynn.
Gwynn with the first catch.
First catch of his career.
VXFL
No, he
Aces
had-
career.
Aces
VXFL
career.
Aces career.
Career, yes. And it looks like that's the game. That's the game. Your final
Is that the
score is
game?
going to be Giraffes.
That is the game. The Giraffes win 14-6.
Giraffes 14, Aces 6.
The Goblins will be taking on
We will
the Pioneers.
we will get some interviews in here in a second. Let's see who we want to get in. I called Liam Baysura.
No, we need it's coaches. It's coaches.
Can the coaches of the Aces and Giraffes please report to the media tent? Thank you.
You know, does it ever shock you?
And there was some kind of miscommunication with the 2-minute warning, and Preston Keene is mad. Yeah, come in. Yeah, for sure. You want to come in the middle?
first.
I finally get an interview from Jackson after a win.
Hey, it's good to be here, man. We saw you win, which is something the Giraffes normally don't do. Yeah, I'm just joking. Well, I love you. You know, is it exciting to know that you're back to 500 and you're out here keep fighting for that #1 seed?
It is exciting. You know, anytime you win a game, you're happy. The goal game, you want to win, obviously. Some things that we wanted to, put some more points on the board, but just to win the game, that's good to get back in the win column. It's good for confidence. Our defense, I think, played pretty solid today. I know there's a lot of things we have to work on, some last-second stuff coming up on guys, but, overall, it's a good win for us.
Do you think, we saw a low-scoring game. Do you think it was lack of talent? No, let me word it this way. Do you think it was bad offense or good defense?
I think there's a lot of good defense being played. I think score could have been different on both sides. I think we had the first drive. There was a debatable call. I think we should have had another touchdown. But if we would have lost, I would have been a lot more upset about that call. But, that easily could have been 20 points. And then I threw a stupid pick back here. I got too cocky. I threw a jump ball, which should never happen. We could have easily scored 14 more points. But, I think there was a lot of good defense. Shout out to the Aces. They played a lot of good defense 2 straight weeks. Held the Pioneers to 13 last week. We only got 14 this week. So, they got a lot of good defense. I think our guys played good defense. So,
man, it looks good to have Baysura out here. Do you think he's the biggest impact player you have?
I think so. We're 2-0 with him, 0-2 without him. I think he's
can't argue with facts.
I think he's a first-round pick for a reason. For the top 5 pick for a reason. He provides a lot on both sides of the ball. 2 picks, also caught a touchdown. So he provides a lot. I think he is a huge impact player. Yeah.
Great to have you all. I'm looking forward to commentating with you soon.
I'll be right in the booth. Shirts?
Yeah, let's go grab them. Once I interview.
Well,
Hey,
I'll commentate with you some other time.
In the booth? Alex, can you say I need Preston Keene? Can you
Preston Keene, come to the media booth.
Hey, how many yards I have last week? Interview.
Hi.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late.
Hey, all good.
Good,
Man, you guys are showing fight. Any one of these games that you guys, the last 2 that you've lost, I think you guys were in it. What are you going to do to try to turn, the second half of the season into a positive?
Yeah, I think it's obvious the talent's there. But going 0-4 with this talent's unacceptable. So I'm going to take responsibility as the coach. It's something you can't let happen, Our offense it's anemic. It's not going anywhere. It's horrendous. And there's no reason for that. We have Spangler, Steven Delory, myself, Colin. We have a bunch of guys that can make plays. Jackson Gravel, quarterback. It's pathetic watching it, and you're not finding the guys more frustrated right now than me. So we're going to work on that, and I think we're going to come out a different team.
I'd say what you just said is very reminiscent to when Tebow lost and came out with that speech. Do you think you're going to have that second half swing?
Man, I hope so. If it's half as good as what he had, that'd be great. But again, as long as you're playing the best football at the end, everyone makes playoffs, and right now that's what we're looking towards, and obviously improving every week. And yeah, you're not finding one that's more competitive right now.
I'd say one thing that with a 1-3 record myself is I'm going to play a very good top seeded team, and I think you'll find that yourself as 0-4, and I'm kind of excited for it. You go up against those big dogs early. Do you have that same mentality?
Yeah, we're not scared of whoever we play. If that's a high seed, that's a long ways away still. But if we go against the number 1 seed, that's not something we're going to back down from. We went all the way to the end with the 3-0 Pioneers right now, and I even think we can hang with the Hammers. So that's not something that scares us, and we're excited for that.
Liam, any questions?
You pretty much covered all of it. Didn't really give me much time to ask a question. Kind of asked everything I was thinking. So, your team's coming together.
Hey, this is a guarantee, folks. I know no one here is a better coach and will fight harder than this guy. I'm excited to see what these
very, very true.
These Aces do.
I appreciate it. It's hard to say, better coach when I'm out here 0-4. A good coach wins games. Doesn't matter how he does it. And I think we got to kind of get away from trying to look pretty out there. We got to do what wins ball games. We saw the Giraffes. A lot of their plays didn't look pretty, but they worked. I think that's something we got to start getting into. So I appreciate that, but got to win games.
All right. Thank you, Preston. Wow, he is sweaty.
He fought hard,
sweaty. He did
and
fight
and
hard.
he only had 4 calf cramps, which is a new personal record.
4, only 4.
Only
you
4.
know?
Usually you see maybe 8 or 10.
He still leads the league.
He's still got the league on lock for calf
But,
cramps.
All right, well, Jackson, I'm
Hey.
gonna go grab a Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's been great with you in the booth.
Good luck today.
Thank you. You know, well,
I know you don't need it as you have a self-proclaimed bye week.
I never said that. Don't put the words. And